Hello everyone, it's Mike Levin, SEO, and from the last video you might remember that I was going to try and implement today a pop-up panel for the user interface of Pipulate, using this technique here so that I could make the user interface that's showing here show up in a panel like this. After a day of experimentation and looking for examples, I have come to the conclusion that this would be unwise because it relies on the accessibility of the JQuery mobile library on the page you're doing it from, which means I would have to inject the loading of that whole library when I hit a bookmarklet into the I guess memory space of the displaying page. Probably just not a good idea. And my alternative was to use the bookmarklet the way that WSearch worked from the Wikipedia example, where you could highlight something like that, hit WSearch, and it'll open a new tab and show you what you just had highlighted. And there is another approach that I was kind of avoiding because I don't like the idea of pop-ups. I wanted it to be nice and clean, a panel or a tab. But there is another way which is built into WordPress. And one of my hidden bookmarklets here is Press This. And Press This works a little bit differently. You highlight something, you click Press This, and it opens a new window doing much the same as what the prior one that we looked at from Wikipedia was doing. Your highlighted text gets inserted into here, and you got a new window. And I saw it do a little pop resize thing, which is nice. I'll probably do that as well. And this is a practical alternative to an iframe as long as pop-up software doesn't prevent it. And then I think I'm going to make a way for it to be dynamically sized to the height of your existing window so that if you chose to, you could resize your existing window and essentially be pipulating alongside the URL that you are doing stuff with. And to get to this point now, I get rid of that, I open that up big. What is one of these bookmarklets doing? Well, I installed this, the dragging to your bookmark toolbar way that they all tell you to, but you can simply go Edit, and then this is the JavaScript of the bookmarklet. I can copy that, and you can see these little %3ds in there. That means this is URL encoded. So if I wanted to make sense of that, I just open a tab and I go URL decoder, and you'll find an online URL decoder. You can tell I've already visited here in preparation for this video. We paste it in, we hit decode. Oh, well, that's a lot prettier, but not pretty enough. So open another tab, JavaScript beautifier. Oh, what do you know? First one. We take our beautiful but not quite beautiful enough JavaScript, paste it in here, hit beautify, and voila, we have a lot more of a notion of what this bookmark is doing. Now it'll be interesting incorporating this into the repository. I'm not exactly sure where it's going to go yet, but I'll probably just lift this code as is, crediting WordPress, because WordPress is a free and open source, pretty liberally licensed piece of software. And you can see the URL is essentially being assembled here by F, which is a URL there, and then you're appending onto it an encoded version of the of the URL you were just on, plus the title tag of the page you were just on, plus whatever was highlighted by your browser when you click the bookmarklet. This is exactly what I need, uncannily what I need, and solid and again time-tested, like the one from the Wikipedia homepage. If it was crap, it would have been fixed or eliminated by now. Similarly, this is part of the main WordPress code base, and if it were crap, we wouldn't be looking at it right now. So it's a good place to start and is a lot less fragile than the pop-up panel approach I was about to take. Now I'm going to highlight that whole thing, copy it, and demonstrate something to you that we can use in testing. I can just outright add a page, and I can call it New Press This. This is brand new. It's not the Press This that was there before. You can see right now it's actually just a bookmark of the page that was displaying. But what we do is we right click, we go edit, and instead of the URL we just paste in that entire bit of JavaScript. You can see you don't even have to worry about line returns and stuff the way Chrome is right now. Later on we might have to fix that, but now if I were to highlight something here and click the new Press This, same exact JavaScript is going to execute as before. There's the highlighted text. And so this is a wonderful starting point. All I need is a place to sort of store this for now, where we can do some bookmarklet development. And let's think for a moment how we're going to handle this. The problem is the URL might change based on your particular installation, but we'll do a quick test here doing what I know is going to work. What URL? Well, this URL. And this won't really copy over all the highlighted stuff in the URL that you were on, but you'll see something else come up inside of that pop-up window instead of my WordPress administrative area. So the new Press This, edit, paste that in now instead, save. Watch the user interface of Pipulate now come up. Voila! That looks familiar, huh? So I guess I'll stop the video there, and on the next video I'll figure out how to put this code into the code base and how to actually populate these fields with what we want and need. And this will actually work pretty good. You'll have a resizable user interface right here above the thing you want to do stuff to. So when you hit Pipulate, you'll see question mark replacement occur, or you'll see the site crawl occur in here, or any of those other wonderful things that Pipulate will handle. So thanks for joining me. Hope to see you again soon, and don't forget to subscribe.